Good evening, Cabaret Jazz. Ladies and gentlemen, back tonight for his 9th performance and record-breaking 9th sold-out show of his Under the Influence series. Are you ready for Frankie Moreno? I said, are you ready? This is a never-done-before evening here in Cabaret Jazz. Please welcome to the stage the Nevada School of the Arts Chamber Orchestra and conductor Charles Cushionet.
name is Frankie Moreno, but if you didn't know that, you shouldn't be here. Well, we've been doing our Under the Influence series here. This is our 9th one we've done, and each one's been a different artist. How many of you have been to all these before? How many of you, this is the first one you've been to? Wow. Well, what we do is each week's a different artist. We've done Stevie Wonder, we've done Ray Charles, we've done the Beatles, everybody. Tonight is, anybody know? Mozart! It's Mozart tonight. And I think, like, for those of you who have not been to these, this is a weird first one to come to. It makes sense in context. These guys behind me, we'll talk about them in a minute, but these guys are awesome. This is the NSA, everybody, the NSA. This is the second time I've actually had the opportunity to work with some of these kids, and they're awesome. My mom and dad are here tonight. Where they at? And just so you know, even though it's classical, there's a lot of classical stuff tonight. We're going to play some of our own music too and show you how it all makes sense with the classical music. But we don't want you to be a quiet classical crowd. That's not the point, okay? You know what I'm saying? Balcony! So the first person I really started listening to was Mozart. Like, that's the first stuff I really started playing. So I'm going to play you one of the first Mozart things I ever learned. Just a little bit of it. We've been drinking moonshine backstage, so there's a few mistakes. It's cool. When I was a kid, the whole point was to see how fast I could play that stuff, because my teacher would get really pissed off when I did that. Enough of the Mozart stuff. On the road, I don't know where to go, but I know that I'm going away. Out in gas, making last, driving fast from the past to a brand new day. I look around as I slow down, I'm not afraid of my current situation. I don't have an explanation, but I'm reaching for a reason today. You better hold on, watch where you're going. There's a million roads and a million miles to see. Stuck in a moment, right now this moment is a perfect place to be. Ooh, put Sarah Jane was her name, and I'm sure glad she came, 'cause the rain poured down. We talked and talked, and we laughed a lot, and we passed the town. Now the rightful explanation to our current situations in a fairy tale we just found. You better hold on, watch where you're going. There's a million and a million miles to see. Stuck in a moment, right now this moment is a perfect place to be. Now I keep trying to find which road I'm gonna take. So lesson learned, content served, rubbers burns, got no time to wait. Let's out. To lead me home. This is very nervous for me. I'm very nervous because this is not what I normally do. So I'm like, I had to learn 2 concertos and all that shit. I'm gonna do something. Now, those of you who have been to the show, you know some of my band members, right? Yeah. Some of them, my girl singers, the Dollies, are here tonight. They're not singing tonight because there's no Dollies singing in Mozart music. But Crystal and Ashley are here. Where are they at? Somewhere. And my saxophone player Lex is here. Come here, Lex. Lex is here tonight. You heard Lex before play saxophone. So now a lot of people when they see, we did James Brown last week. Was anybody here for that? If you're a James Brown fan and you came tonight, bought your tickets. But we're going to let Lex do a song for you, but not on the saxophone, on the flute. Because I don't think they had saxophones. Did they have saxophone? Here's a saxophone here. Hey, you know that. Well, we don't know. I mean, but he could be bullshitting. We don't know. 1813. Is that true, Lex? It's about right. Who made it? Adolph Sax? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to let the NSA play with Lex. This is the what is it? Flute Concerto in G by Mozart.
All right.
musicians. This is crazy for us. This is hard. This is hard. It's so hard. So, moving along, huh? We good? You know, all that stuff, as far as I can see. Sorry about you guys that bought the tickets over there. Mozart night. All this stuff, as far as I'm concerned, we've gone around and taught a lot of schools, actually. We've gone around teaching like songwriting courses to a bunch of the schools in Las Vegas. How to write songs, commercial songs. I write with, that's my brother over there on the bass guitar. And our other brother Ricky's here. Where's Rick? Who voted for Rick? Ricky might have his own show on the Travel Channel. He's like in a contest right now to have his own show on the Travel Channel. Let's sit down. Let's sit down. We gotta wait. We gotta wait till the 25th. But what we teach, you know, it's important. I think every person learning music needs to learn classical music first because it's the basics. You know what I mean? It's everything. According to me, I think it all started with Bach. I don't know. What was before that? Gregorian? Gregorian chant. You don't see anybody walking around in the shower singing Gregorian chant. It all started with Bach, and that was one of Mozart's biggest influences. So this whole thing about doing influences, voila. But all that stuff, I mean, if you really listen to it, all that, right? All that Mozart stuff, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying. Johnny Bebop. So I'd like to bring up another one of my band members. This is Monique, everybody. Don't just listen to the classical songs now and think you're supposed to act a certain way. You know, we were talking earlier, and we said, you know, that whole thing of when you go to a classical concert and you sit there and they do like 4 movements to a symphony. Anybody classical music fans? Well, you all will be hopefully after tonight. But you do like 4 movements, and in between each movement they say, shh, no, do not applaud. So, you know, I don't understand. I don't get it. Because I love that. That's all I listen to is classical music at home. I play other stuff, but I don't get it. And we found out that started in 19 something. The 1900s started that. So when Mozart and Beethoven and all those guys were actually performing, that was not a rule, people. That's true. That's true. We've created this weird rule. Even I was talking to Deanne Letourneau. She's a concertmaster of the Philharmonic, and she was saying, like, she said that's bullshit. That's what she said. She says bullshit. So Monique, if you would, play them something that sounds kind of classical, and then just turn it into something, you know, kind of maybe country or I don't know. Somebody's got Monique. some good, because it's not all good. Pardon my words, but the world is broken. If a day goes by that it's left unspoken, and my head's in the sky, I feel like I'm floating away, away. I feel the boom, boom, boom in my heart thumping when she walks in the room. I don't care about nothing, about my car, till I get the chance to say, sing it if you know it. I'm your hero, baby. I'm your Superman. I'm the one to turn your babies into yes I can. Yeah, it's complicated. Try to understand. You won't be underrated, baby. I'm your biggest fan. Next time you come to that part, sing with me. Ooh, I try to hold it all in, but I'm under pressure when I feel your skin. It's a new adventure, not a doubt in my mind. This is where we're supposed to be. I feel the burn, burn, burn of my fire blazing on and on. Hold back, time's a wasting. Put your hand in my hand, baby, fly away with me, with me. I'm your hero, baby. I'm your Superman. I'm the one to turn your babies into yes I can. Yeah, it's complicated. Try to understand. You won't be underrated. We've been living in the dark, but the light is breaking through. We were written in the stars. Let me prove to you that I'm yours. Superman, I'm the one to turn your babies into yes I can. Yeah, it's complicated. Try to understand. You won't be underrated. I'll be your biggest fan. I'll be your hero, baby. I'll be your Superman. I'll be the one to turn your babies into yes I can. It's complicated. Try to understand. You won't be underrated, baby. I'm your biggest fan. Stay there, Moni. I'd like to bring up to the stage a very dear friend of mine. She's the concert master of the Philharmonic and also plays with Celine Dion. Deanne Letourneau. Hello, Deanne. Any questions for Deanne? What do you think about this whole clapping during the classical music thing?
You can clap all you want, all the time.
So, I told you, I've never met you before in my life. So we were talking about Bach. Orchestra, can you say Bach? Like James, I'm so used to James Brown. Bam! Bam! Orchestra! We had a choir here last week. A full choir. Full-blown, full-fledged choir. You guys want to play them some Bach? Just a little, just a hint, not like too much, because if they don't like it, then you know, screwed. drink for a second. We'll let Deanne play with it. This is awesome. I love this. The first time I realized there was two pivotal moments, I think, in my life that made me decide what I wanted to do for a living, which is play music. And the first one is I saw the movie Amadeus, where he did the whole behind the back. But the guy I saw doing it, turns out, I worked so hard to get that right. Turns out he was an actor, it's not even real. But Amadeus, I saw that and I go, oh my God, I want to be Mozart. I want to be Mozart. So we went out, I swear to God, I went out with my mom and we bought several, not one, but several different styles of powdered wigs. I swear to God. I was all about I wouldn't wear them out, of course, just at home in front of the mirror. But I had the powder wig with the little rings. I even had the pink one, like he used to wear, the short pink one, which turned out to be some kind of punk rock Cyndi Lauper thing that my mom said was a Mozart wig. That and the other thing I saw after I said I want to be Mozart, then I saw another movie with a guy singing on the stage, a movie called Jailhouse Rock, and I said, no, I want to be Elvis. Broke all the time. Once I got nothing but smallpox. Oh, too soon? What are we doing? Let's play a song. So I did a record with Deanne. We made a coffee shop record. We set out to make a coffee shop record, and we did that. We didn't get in any coffee shops, so, but we made one. I played the ukulele, and she played the violin, and we called it, since it's a coffee shop record, we called it Ukulate. It's true. But it has some good songs, so I'd like to play. Anybody have that record? No? Go ahead, Albert. Justin Bieber, ladies and gentlemen. She's the one who paints the color in my eyes. She's the sun who shines her light across my skies. She's the one who keeps me warm when life can be so cold. She's the one who tells me everything's okay. She's the only one who makes me feel this way. She's the one that always says she will never go. She's a river that is raging through my soul. She's the answer to the questions I don't know. But she's leaving. What do I do? She's leaving. Ooh. She's the one who feels so perfect by my side. She's the one who makes my senses come alive. Every hour of every day, my thoughts are filled with her. She's the reason why I feel like I belong. And she's the words to every one of my love songs. But she's leaving. What do I do? Oh, she's leaving. Could this be true? Everybody's hand. She's leaving. Concertmaster of the Philharmonic. I think that's like the #1 musical spot in all of Las Vegas. Isn't it? To be the concertmaster, what does it take to be the concertmaster? For people who don't know this stuff, what does it take to be the concertmaster of the Philharmonic?
Lots of practice.
How much practice?
Hours and hours and hours at that age.
How old were you when you started?
I was 14 when I started taking lessons, so I was kind of late.
Any 13-year-olds in the band? Raise your hand. 13-year-olds? Man, don't be shy. That's a nice touch. I like the little lining on it. What's that? The young. Every rehearsal we've had for this, he's come wearing a tuxedo. It's true. So this right here, the NSA, and correct me if I get it wrong, Shaka. Is it Shaka or Shaka or Shaka? Shaka. 13 to 18 years old they have to be in this. 13 to 18 years old. So what if there's a 12-year-old who's just, damn, he's gotta wait. And once they're 19, what do? You just, off you go. 13 to 18 years old, and they have to audition for this as well. It's like a process. So congratulations to all these guys for being with us. It's awesome. Not you, Lex. Not you. No, Lex is definitely over 18. I hope so. He drank my whiskey. By the way, he drank my whiskey. So here's something that we talked about doing, and we wanted this to be something that we have no idea what's going to happen right now, because we wanted to play something classical for you, but a different kind of thing. So Mozart, and I've read every single book on Mozart. I've read every single book. That means I know. The Inquirer, the Globe. Anytime he's in there, always causing trouble. Front page of the Star. Mozart was known mostly over all of his compositions, which, by the way, let me just brief everybody who's not a classical fan. Mozart was writing, all those guys back then, Schubert, everybody, was writing like Turkish waltz, sonatas, operas, concertos, quartets, which was all the different musics of the time. We have now, since we make records and we label them and we sell them, we just call that classical. So we just call that classical, and we just put that off to the side, and it's just one category. So now someone comes out and they go, no, I sing country music, or I sing rock and roll music, or I sing rap music, or I guess you don't sing rap, but a rap. But back then, the music was about playing all the different things that were happening, and that's what these guys were doing, and we have now categorized it because of Tower Records. You see what happened to them. I still don't have whiskey. Somebody, Linda, what's going on? But my uncle, Chuck Italiano. Chuck Italiano, my uncle. That's his name, Italiano.
You worked with Italiano? Yes, in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah?
Frank Italiano.
What do you mean worked? You played when you were 15 with this Frank Italiano? With his big orchestra? Anyway, so my point is, the one thing that Mozart, there we go. Mozart was the best at the end. Well, here, I'm going to give her 1. I can't do both, thank you. Who's it from? Thank you. Thank you. Is it okay if we say that, Crystal or Ashley? Cheer.
Thanks, Crystal.
I have my big concerto coming up in a minute that I own. Don't break that. Put that anyway. The rest of it. It's one sip, but not to mention a whole jar of moonshine backstage. Here, just drink it. Drum roll. Peanut butter will drink it. Peanut. Anyway, drum roll. You got a conductor, a podium behind. So anyway, so here's the thing. So Mozart, and this is the reason that like I got real fond of this guy, because when I started learning about him, what his #1 asset was, the biggest thing he could do, other than writing all the great music, his improvisational, is that the right word? Skills. He could improvise. He could make stuff up. And they'd take him when he was a little kid, when he was like 12 years old, they'd take him and sit him at a piano, and he would just play. And he'd play for 4 hours in these little taverns in London, and like, which is not where he's from, but you're learning something here. He would play, and he'd just play for hours, and people would pay money to see him just make music up on the spot, which now we call jazz. But he was great at that. So what we like to attempt right now, ladies and gentlemen, for you, right here on the center stage, I'm gonna play a song. Now the reason I'm doing this with Deanne is because she's awesome at this. My friend Deanne is an improvisational aficionado. Junkie, yes. Junkie. So I'm gonna play, and you're gonna make stuff up. But if we could we get mood lighting and let's make this dark. Let's make this a dark, intimate one, right? Like we're in a tavern in London. Take off your shoes. Mozart was long dead by then. Make this, let's make this like 1782. Picture this, 1782, London. It's foggy. The food sucks. I'm just gonna make this. It's an idea I was working on like in the dressing room. So, but it's classical. Is that as dark as we get to see? Let's just turn that one off. I don't want to see that one. Let's see what that looks like.
Yes! Yes!
Which one? Oh yeah, let's see what it looks like with that one off too. Oh yeah. You guys cool with this? Steve, are you happy with that in the lighting booth? You're good? Okay. I I'm gonna make this up on the spot.
Go.
No, it's not that one. Watch. The sad ones. Get this? different light. How do you see it? How do you see it? One song. I took what's wrong and I made it alright. Out of the darkness and uncertainty, before the band into the young that rescued me. Till you came along, I was half alive. Another lost soul, barely survived. Searching for love, love could not be found. I built my dreams and I'm not going down. Feels like I'm breathing for the very first time. I finally feeling what was mine and always mine. I thought I was dying and I had had enough. Oh, but thanks to you, baby, yeah, I'm alive and just drums and yeah, come on. Life's full of lessons and the biggest one is love. You're my salvation, like a gift from up above. I don't always know why you believe in me. Go in your eyes, it's the only thing I see. The oceans are full of all the tears I cried. The touch of your hand heals the hurt inside. When I wake up each morning, I remember this. You saved my life with just one kiss. It feels like I'm breathing for the very first time. I finally feel it. What was mine and always mine. Yeah, I thought I was dying and I had had enough. But thanks to you, baby, oh, I'm alive and in love. Just me one time now. The oceans are full of all the tears I cried. Touch of your hand. I remember this. You saved my life with just one kiss. Feels like I'm breathing for the very first time. I'm finally feeling what was mine and always mine. Oh, I thought I was dying and I had had enough. Thanks to you, baby. Oh, I'm alive and in love. One more time for my band. Have you guys enjoyed this? I was stressing out today, man. I don't know. This is totally different. There's only a couple more of these shows left in the series. There's only a couple more shows left. All that's left now are just like like Jerry Lee Lewis, Elvis Presley, and one more. You don't know. You don't know.
Guns N' Roses!
Guns N' Roses, that's right. It's John Stamos. It's John Stamos. We already did all the crooner stuff. William Shatner. No, I'm not going to tell you. But before we say goodnight tonight, I would like to just feature this awesome orchestra. How about one more round of applause, everybody, for this? Give it to them. Come on. Stand up and take a bow or something. Come on. Together now. Now sit down, kid. Come here, kid. And the announcer is Charles. Is it Charles or Chuck? Chuck. Is there anything you want to say to these people? No. Now, we're doing something. This is very new for us. This is new for them. This is new. This is the first time we've had this many people on this stage ever since this place opened. The only thing that comes close to this is like Jake Rico. But this is more, right? Is that right, Kevin?
Yeah, like 8 more people.
8 more, that's a lot. That's like a whole 2 bands. So this is the first time they've done this. I just want to say, before we finish up, our lighting guy, Steve, our sound guy, Kevin, our monitor guy, Kevin, have been not only killing it as far as sound goes, but coming every week. I'm throwing all different kinds of crazy stuff at them, and they're just nailing it every time. Like last week we go, hey, by the way, we got 14 people coming in a choir. They have 14 mics ready to go. By the way, I've been talking about Mozart now for a couple of weeks, and he goes, yeah, sure you are. Sure you are. I said, no, put a full orchestra. He goes, yeah, sure you are. So today we showed up and all these kids were at the door knocking on the door. And these guys, I told them. But they have been absolutely killing it, and in my opinion, I played some pretty cool rooms around the world. I'm playing Kennedy Center in 2 weeks. I played the Hollywood Bowl, I played Carnegie Hall, and this, I think, is still my absolute favorite room to play. And thank you, Las Vegas, for coming to watch us all the time. I'm going to turn it over right now to Chuck and the NSA.
It's Mozart.
stress me out, man. So they were talking, we were talking. I was saying. When we decided to do this a couple weeks ago, well, we know all the artists we're going to do. So those of you who don't really know what's going on with this thing, we know all the artists that we want to do. We just don't know when we're going to do them. Every Wednesday we decide what's next week. So we only have the 3 left, so we have to decide which of the 3 we're going to do next week. But they're all good. So if you don't have a ticket, get your ticket. They're all good. Who does have a ticket? There's only a few left. Like seriously, only a few left. So if you'd like to get them, and thank you for all of you here in Las Vegas that come out and support us and watch us. And the band and everybody, the whole orchestra, my band, the lighting, the crew, the sound, everyone, the waitresses, everybody like works so hard on these shows each week. And this is an honor to get to perform for you guys and get to play all the music of the people I love. Because normally when we do our show, it's only original music. It's our songs. So to get to play other songs is very different for us. I know that's kind of the normal thing for most musicians, but for us, this is new. So thank you for coming out and supporting us. This song here is very hard for me. Yeah.
We love you.
I love you.
Well,
Thank you, the Harpers, for the moonshine. The iced tea. The kids saw me carrying a little jug, and they're like, "Is that iced tea?" Mm-hmm. This is one of my favorite Mozart pieces, and I'm going to do my best. I am not a classical pianist. I'll do my best.
You guys do anyway, Tommy.
has been an absolute honor getting to do this, and this has been awesome for me because this is my favorite kind of music. Of all music is classical music, and Mozart. I wear his skeleton key thing around my neck every single day. I actually have his apartment. It's a long story how I got it. Let's bring back up to the stage Deanne and Monique. That guy, do you want to say it before? Oh, he wasn't there. You coming up, Ricky? Lex? Everybody? Ready? We wrote this song a long time ago. I wrote this song with Tony and my brother Ricky. We wrote this song because we were listening to nothing but classical music, and we went out to Salzburg, where Mozart was born, and we sat in his house. Chuck didn't even get one. You had enough moonshine. You had enough moonshine. We late at night. We went to Mozart's house, and we climbed up. Should I tell this story? He has his house in Salzburg, where he was born. It's this little yellow Gerber-Nibbersummer house. It's called the Gerbenheimer house. Gerbenheimer house. Does that mean baby? Does that mean baby? How do you say baby in German? Gerbenheimer? Gerbenheimer? And we went inside and we did the whole tour of his house, and we said, you know what? This would be amazing to write a song on this piano, on Mozart's piano. And we asked the guards, the many guards, can I play that? And they went, no. So we said, how are we gonna write a song? So we got some guitars. And late at night, we were in Mozart's house late at night. And my brothers brought out the guitars. I wish I was lying. And I played the piano, the harpsichord, and we wrote this song. And we put this on a record that we released a long time ago. One of the very first records we released, it was called Gift. And what we did, we recorded this record. You have that record? We recorded only 50,000 copies of that record, and we gave them all away for free. I swear to God, that's what we did. Because we felt really bad about how we made it. But we gave them all away, and we stopped printing that record. But this was a song on the record, and this is how we're going to take home Mozart Night for you, if that's okay with you guys. I should not have told that story. To the end of a carousel spun on the face of your wrist, going as far as the next one to pass you by, dizzy from what you might miss. Forget your tomorrows, don't let yourself follow your mind. You're no place to go. Leave all your thoughts behind, maybe then you will find where you are standing right now. Who's standing next to you? Where are they headed to? Will they be there when it comes back around? Like it? Like it? There's so many stories from writers before us, carved in the heart of the ride. I etch my name in and I ask for the spelling of the stranger who stands by my side. We try to hold on as the ride moves along, our heads spinning out of control. Leave all your thoughts behind, maybe then you will find where you are standing right now. Who's standing next to you? Where are they headed to? Will they be there when it comes back around? Thank you to Chuck and the NSA, everybody. And all the center around. Was mine and always mine.